What is up, everyone? Good evening to each and every one of you out here. I have my co-host, the lovely Angie. What's good, sis? How you doing?
Doing great. Hey, everybody. Happy to be here.
We are happy to have you here.
Thank
Before I
you.
get started, I want to say if you have not checked out, please make sure you do so. On my community wall, I have reposted Angie's live from last night. It was very powerful, moving, and just brutally honest. And I think that a lot of people miss the bigger picture when it comes to this whole situation and everything that transpired. And she
Right.
spoke on that. And I would appreciate if you all check her out and subscribe as well. She's dope. And for everyone that's coming in, please make sure you hit that like button for your girl. What's up, Nessa? How you doing, sis? How is everyone doing tonight? Everyone good? So we are going to be giving our opinion on the saga, better known as the Saga. What's up, break room in the building? How you doing?
Shout out, break room. Hey, mama.
Yes, we're going to greet everyone before we get started. And I think that for a few days, I had a couple of things going on. It was my sister's birthday, so I had family here over the weekend. So I had a chance to detach away from everything and come in with an open mind. So I got a chance to sit back and I couldn't too much watch, but Angie kept me updated and I saw everything play out. So I do have my opinion as well as her and our final thoughts on what we feel about the end. B Brown, what's good, bro? How you doing? I'm doing good, sis. It's nice to know you're doing good. Everyone else out there, the bush watchers, feel free to come in. We're just going to be honest and giving our opinion on a couple of things. We're going to speak on friendships, loyalty, what we feel like happened, what we've learned from this, as well as just our overall perspective on this. I didn't get a
Right.
chance, as well as her, to speak on what we felt about a few things that happened at the end. So we will be doing so. So, Angie, I'm
First, I want to start off by saying I understand that I started my platform a little late, and but I've been here this entire time. I'll say it again, regardless of differences that everyone may have had when it came to the pointers that were necessary for the defense of this family. I applaud every last content creator that has stood in the line of fire. I applaud you all. You guys did something that a lot of people could not do. A lot of people, I was a grand supporter of everything when that was put out for that to help defend this family. Um, and
absolutely.
overall point of view, everyone did a fantastic job. I know we had moments of emotions and, conflict, but as a whole, thank you all for just standing up for this family.
Hmm. And a lot of us, and I'm going to speak on just the whole situation between Mr. LaTruth and what I felt in the moment of Jeannie. When I sat back and I watched it in real time in the beginning, I saw two people that had a relationship based off of internet sister and brother. And I didn't feel like I had a voice. I didn't have a, it wasn't my place to have an opinion, even though I, from the very early on, felt like this was something that could have been prevented from a phone call. And then once it continued to carry on, then that's when I felt some sort of way. And as a content creator as well, what we don't realize, and I've felt this from people that are content creators as well that I was cool with in the very beginning. Everybody isn't us. And very early on, it is not to be understood, but it is to understand why. And my mom taught me that so early on. Long as you
Right.
understand why people do the things they do, you have the key to life. It's not that they'll ever understand you. They'll never respect you or think the way you think, but you understand that everybody is from different walks of life. Everybody doesn't have the heart like you. And for dang on sure, everybody does not think like you. So as long as you know that, you're good.
Right.
And when I started covering this story, I felt like early on, not in the very, very beginning, but in the beginning, I had passion. I felt like this man was accused of something that he did not do. So I stood in the line of fire on my own, not because he came and knocked on my door, but because I felt like it was my duty to do so. I felt like I've always, from day one with my content, always stood on belief, principle, and what I felt like was the right thing to do. And anybody in my life, from my friends to my childhood until up and now into my adult years, they'll always say, Ashley has been solid and she's always stood on principle. So, doing so with this, a lot of things, good and bad, transpired throughout this whole thing that was lessons to me and some blessings. The lessons were when I saw this take place between these two, and everyone always said Mr. LaTruth was so nonchalant. He never spoke up. He never said anything. He has to be guilty, right? So when he finally had a moment in real time, and I saw it for myself that he was hurt, he felt betrayed, he had passion, and it came from a place of confusion as well. When Jeannie was on a platform with Jaffe and all this was going on, and he felt like when I saw his face expression, it reminded me of that very moment when he was online with like Anya and they were having that therapy thing. And he looked when she started saying she was taking accountability and she named all the things that he did wrong while she called herself taking accountability. And at that very moment, his face expression said, this is someone that I never knew. So when he was up there with Jaffe and he was going through the motion of that, I saw that same face expression. And in that moment, it made me realize something about myself. Very early, very early on, I felt like, okay, dang, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm not being supported. And I stressed that to other content creators that felt the same way. And I could stand on that, right? But then when I thought about it, and as I spoke and I watched what Jeannie was feeling, I said, this man didn't knock on my door. This doesn't mean that this man's reputation and he has to be ridiculed because we feel like he didn't support us in the way that we wanted him to. That's crazy. He doesn't deserve to go through all of this because you are having a moment and you are upset and you are disappointed. So he has to be dragged based off of what you think he should be. He should be this and he should be that. No one asked us to stand up. We chose to stand up for our own reasons. Some of us due to our heart and what we felt was the right thing to do. So, in the process of that, you are not owed anything. And from her situation, it made me realize about myself and how you have to not mix the blurred lines with the two. Are you doing this because that's what you feel like is the right thing to do? Yes. So you are not owed anything. And never allow your integrity to get caught up and mixed with the heat of the moment and what you're feeling in the process of that. And that's what I saw with her. And then when it continued on and on and on, it just so happens it was in the middle of the weekend and the festivities was going on with my sister. and I wanted to say something so bad, but it was my family time. So I had to do what I had to do. But it hurt me to see someone get dragged and hurt and spoken upon so badly based off of what another person feels as though they should be doing. And in the process of that, while that was going on, me being Kevin's friend, I told Kevin, please get your brother, because I knew that, and I probably was one out of the many friends that Kevin got that saw this unfold in real time. Because just like always, when you speak up for yourself, when you feel like you're doing something right, your words will get twisted. You will become the villain. People will look at you as though you're emotional, you're unstable, you're unhinged. I didn't want that for that man. That man did not deserve that. And when Kevin did go get his brother, as he should have, then that's when he was in the line of fire based off of, oh, he's going keep everybody in line. He's going to, no, he did what he should have did. He did what any sibling would do. And he still respectfully answered questions even while being called out of his name. And people wanted to know, how do we get away from this? How do we get away from the saga? How do we leave it alone? And that man distinctly said, walk away. Stop talking about it. Wake up the next day. Don't speak on it. No one is knocking on your door. No one is telling you to go live. No one is threatening you to continue to speak on this saga. Just like she's doing now, she could have walked away, but she chose to. So my thoughts on that overall feeling was to fall back a little bit because I had stuff going on. But me and Angie felt as though it was necessary as well to state our opinion about this. We was a part of this. And like she said, whether she decided to speak up or now, Angie knows a lot about this from the beginning, the middle to the end. So she has every reason and right to insert her feelings about what she thinks about this, as well as myself. So we're going to give our opinion, and it might be an unpopular opinion, but it's what we feel. And I'm being brutally honest. And I want to thank everyone who is here as well. Hi, Angie, Lon. Shout out to Amelia, as well as Badgie, HOE. And as well as everyone else that's in the building watching. I appreciate you here. Um, Angie, so we're starting from that point right now, and then we'll go off into a little more things. What were you feeling in that moment when all of that was taking place?
Um, what I felt was, I felt hurt, but let me just explain. Um, and because of this topic, and ever since the beginning of this entire situation, there's been friction between both sides, and there's been, uh, picking and emotional
Heroin.
effects, and
Mm,
it's been heartbreaking and hurtful. And when it happens to a person specifically, it affects them. And even though they knew in the beginning that they were speaking up for someone that they believe wholeheartedly was accused falsely, throughout this time of being affected, there's a unknowing buildup of resentment. And so sometimes, and what I've learned from this very situation, because of the meeting that everybody had on Joffy's panel, sometimes we have to find a balance within ourselves, even if we are in the defense of someone else. Sometimes you got to back up a little bit,
mm-hmm.
take a deep breath, realize what the purpose is for. And when you took a good breath and you feel a little okay, come back in. But what we all missed, what a lot of some of them, Jaffe and Jeannie, they expressed their feelings towards this situation. What they missed, in my opinion, is they missed that LaTruth was being attacked too. They
Yep.
missed that LaTruth's family, Kevin, Latoya, down to the children, they were being attacked too.
Don.
With Don, everybody was being attacked. Subscribers were being attacked. Followers
Hmm.
were being attacked. Everyone is being attacked. And sometimes when we're being attacked, it becomes more personal. And now we feel as if, well, we need defense too. We need to be defended too. And I get it. And we all did the best we could. And I honestly feel that way. Everybody stuck up for who they could when they could in the midst, you know. Even the subscribers coming and typing and giving great encouragement, you know. Everyone did their part. And sometimes it goes unnoticed. Sometimes
Absolutely.
sometimes everything doesn't necessarily play in our favor. No one's perfect. But honestly and truthfully, the greatest lesson that I have learned from this entire situation is that it is okay to be in the line of fire, but don't become so tunnel vision to where you forget what you were fighting for in the first place. Because it was them that was being affected before anybody spoke out, including their children.
Hmm. And the situation just enticed everything and put a whole big bubble around the things that they was going through from the very beginning. And even so much so, even with Mr. LaTruth being vindicated and everybody turning over a new leaf, I was hoping so much so that everyone will come forward now and vindicate Kevin. And the thing that I learned most importantly about all of this, well, I learned a couple of things along the way. The first thing that I gotten from this was I met a good friend in Kevin. Had I not stood 10 toes down for his brother, I would not have winded up with an amazing relationship with someone that I never knew, all because of integrity, honesty, and just a genuine care for someone that's fighting a battle similar to what I fight. But their battle is all over the world, spread it for everyone to see. So I can understand exactly why he wanted to clear his name and most importantly stand up for what he believed in, his family, his brother. And people didn't understand why is he doing so. And it's like, why would he not? And my hurtful part about everything when it took place and it came to an end, it's like Kevin at one point in time was staying up late nights. He was coming to everybody's panel. He was speaking positivity into all of us and encouraging us. And it takes a lot more to just share a video. Share, come in and listen to what he have to say. Gather the knowledge and we all stand up for Brother Wesley because in our heart we know he didn't do anything wrong. He's been antagonized. He's been targeted. And whether we feel like it's a few people listening in or not, this is still someone who cared enough to several times come to our platform and be there for us. Several times voice his opinion, spent hours with us, laughing and joking. It wasn't just about him. In the midst of him defending his brother, we all got to know him a little bit more up close and personal. So when I saw firsthand the things that he was going through and him standing up for himself, it's like, dang, we're all fighting this battle and we see LaTruth getting jumped and we're helping him. Now that this is over, let's take a stand for Kevin. That's the least we can do. And it just seems like it never played out that way in a favor. And that's why when you came along, Angie, I was grateful for you standing up for what you believed in, breaking down the knowledge and being 10 toes down for Kevin. And it's not because we like Kevin as a friend. It's because we know that he's innocent and we saw the information. And it's not about going back and forth with someone. It's about standing up for the truth. It's about your reputation being targeted for years. And you come along and you sit back and you see it. And now, since you stood up for a family member, people are shining lights in places about your life that not even that serious and lying on you to the point so much so now people are questioning a surgery that could have taken your life, that several members of your family went through. So how can we not feel as though it's our duty in our heart to do the right thing for this man? Because I know in my heart he would do it for me. I know in my heart throughout this whole up and down journey, Kevin has always been brutally honest with me, good and bad, construct in both ways, vice versa. And that's a loyal friend. So if I see a loyal friend going through something and I could help and I could use my voice to be the reason of that, I am going to do so because I know it will be the same thing for me. And my thing with this whole situation is we might have not left out with the same people we came in with, but a lot of us have managed to learn things from a different perspective and look at the view completely different. It's things that I wouldn't do to compromise myself morally as a friend, and people have done differently that they might do that they wouldn't think I would do. It's certain things as a friend line, the friend zone that I wouldn't cross that certain people did, and vice versa. So we can all say, this person did this, and I don't consider that to be a friend. But we all have to ask ourselves this question as well. What have you done to cross the line on the other side where this person might look at you and say, well, you've done several things that might put you in a hot seat to where you wasn't loyal to them as well. You've been shady too. So we have to, when we look at that word as a friend, take that word more serious. I take that word very serious because in where I live, a friend to me and my true friends in my family is a ride or die. Someone that is loyal to you, someone that has your back and your best interests at heart, someone that will not put you down. If it's a misunderstanding, we going our separate way. It is what it is. But in the heat of a moment whatsoever, they're not going to spaz out on you. They're not going to shine a light so the world can have these things to say and these views about you. That's not a friend. I've never done that to anyone that I consider a real friend. I've never been disloyal to people. I have squashed beefs with people that my beefs that I found out was only with certain people due to the people I was around. So how am I disloyal and I'm continuing to have issues with people that really wasn't an issue in the first place? It was a misunderstanding. I might not agree with the move they did, but they might not agree with the move I did. But that does not mean I have to have beef with them. We can respect each other's decision. Loyalty to me is different than it is to a lot of other people out here, and I learned from that, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with walking away with my head held high and knowing that I didn't sell out who I was not one time to be cool with anyone. I didn't jeopardize my integrity. I always spoke my mind, good and bad. People always felt as though I came off from an emotional standpoint, but we have to ask ourselves this question. When have I ever just went full blown off on someone unless they came at me in a disrespectful way and I defended myself? Any person that was my friend and I thought was my real friend, I never said anything bad about them. And I could walk away saying that. I could walk away saying I've never done people half of the ways that they've done me on here. I can walk away saying if somebody that had beef with someone and I consider them a real friend, I didn't still be cordial towards that person. I didn't deal with them like that. That's what loyalty is to me. If someone hurts my friend, I don't have to beef with them, but I don't have to deal with them because I knew that person pained them so much. So my loyalty is different from other people's loyalty. And I'm okay with that. I'm cut from a different cloth. But my point of view is different from what it was coming in here. Everyone is not a friend, and everyone does not deserve a second chance. Everyone will not go where you're going, and vice versa. And you can meet some amazing people online. There are some truly genuine people and good people out here, but everybody is not meant for you, and that's okay. But you can walk away without beefing. You can walk away without going there and hurting raw areas. Everybody online, it seems like with this storyline, it's more so a popularity contest. That's what I've learned about this as well. No one has their own, a lot of people, point of views and opinions based off of morals, based off of what's right, based off of principles. Everybody speak on principles, but nobody carries those. Everybody base things off of what someone else might say. Nobody has stepped outside themselves. A few people have and stood on what was right. You stand on because you like this person. You have to agree with what everything this person says and does. And morally, it could be wrong. It could be wrong with this person saying morally. But just because I like you, I'm going to turn a blind eye to that. That's not cool. And then when a person speaks out about that, then that person is emotional. That person is unhinged. That person is reckless. But we've had so many people come online, spaz out, and do the things that they do. And not one time that person has been labeled unhinged. That person has not been labeled emotional. But I will continue to be me regardless of what. And the ones that like me, the real ones, they'll stay here. And the ones that don't, they'll go their own way. I lost supporters speaking up for what was right. I lost supporters defending myself when people brought up things about me. I'm wrong for bringing these up, but not one time nobody said,
You there, sis? Well, the ultimate thing that, and I'll give an example for everyone. Kevin Wesley had a major betrayal from the people that he trusted. Some of them were friendships. Some of them were people that he did business with. Some of them were he was even dating. And they did an ultimate betrayal. Most of the information that they placed out here to place out accusations towards Kevin, they had already known it was false. A lot of people aren't aware of that. Um, but yes, most of the information, a lot of the information, all of it really. I did some research myself, and it was false. And so when I look at it, I see the hurt of being betrayed by people that you once cared about, or people that you thought cared about you. And even though you guys choose to go separate ways, it was no need to place accusations on the internet to further hurt him even more. What I see from that is that these people are deeply and internally hurt. Um, and they do these things to Kevin because of it as a result. And I can only imagine the things that they may do to people around them. What we have to know is when you are learning or when you are experiencing things in life, um,
I'm
if
sorry,
you okay, if you are not learning wisdom in a way of love, then what you have gained from anything, from a failed relationship, from a failed friendship, from a failed job, what you have learned is in the direction of hate and hurt. And that's not necessarily a learning mechanism. It's more so of the refusal to see yourself. It's the
And
refuse.
acknowledge too, sis. A
Yes,
refusal to see yourself and acknowledge your faults in situations too. That's what
right,
a lot of people don't do. Everybody say accountability, but nobody stands up for taking accountability for their own actions, taking accountability for the things you do that possibly hurt somebody else that led them to responding or doing what they did.
right. The greatest lesson that I've learned from this entire situation, especially with everything that's been going on with these two men, and ultimately their entire family, is that um, the betrayal, or what some would say is, just toxicity. It came from the closest ones around them, and it's a sad truth that everybody has, because in most of the cases we're not necessarily open and honest about our feelings to the ones that we care about. And then we build resentment, or sometimes we open up to them and they deny us. And but us opening up to them tends to be a little too late, because had we had been open to them in the beginning, we would have been able to understand that they should have been around us in the first place.
Facts.
Being yourself, identify who you are as yourself, address what you feel, regardless to how you may think it will affect the next person. Honesty and truth is what needs to be more popular. It needs to be the greater idea, and so that everyone and everything around you can adjust accordingly.
And I just want to say thanks to the new sub, Donald. We appreciate you for coming in. We're just giving our overall perspective on the things that's taking place and what we felt. I know a lot of us that even the people in the comment section might have felt something that they didn't speak on. They've been holding back. Please feel free to leave your comment. We'll voice our opinion. But like she said, people don't understand. And even I made a video about how the black man voice is not heard. And I want to make something clear about when I had a disagreement with someone else. When every black man and every man, period, voice matters and it should be heard, whether they're expressing themselves vocally, they're pointing out what they're doing, they're speaking their mind,
So I see, Donald, you from the Mo 3 sector. Um that sounds like something I might check into. Do you have a platform? Let me know if your name is your platform, or drop your ad and then we'll check that out as well. But I've been in defense for Kevin Wesley ever since I started my platform, especially when his accusations started to merge into the saga, or the divorce situation from his brother Latruth and his wife, or ex-wife, Brianna. And so when I started to see that, because I've been a follower of Kevin Wesley for years, and when I started to see that, I built up enough courage to start a platform and help to defend. And the saga started to end within the time frame. And so even though the saga is over, my personal view and my personal feeling is I don't have to stop uh giving light to some of the things that this family has encountered. I don't have to stop giving light to, some of the things that they were unjustly accused of. And just giving my observation, I understand that a lot of people won't necessarily agree with that, but I have a voice. I've been in this saga with everyone. um I want to utilize my voice and my platform without the offense to others. I don't intend to keep the saga going or dragging the saga out. But Kevin has been accused of things way far longer than this saga even started. So it would just be unfair to stop speaking or, bringing light to his truth because of this
Mhm.
situation.
Okay, I absolutely agree. And I apologize for my phone cutting off. I'm going to use my computer next time. But it is important to me that I finish saying all men voices should be heard and they should not be silenced. And when a man speaks out, what we've learned even more through this saga is that they paint them out to be emotional. I've heard unhinged. I've heard so many different things. And it's just like, why doesn't a man's voice matter any more than a woman's voice? That's not fair. And it's not any justice whatsoever when we have platforms and we don't speak up or we don't hold people accountable for silencing their voice. And the difference between a man speaking up and their voice mattering is a man speaking up in defense of themselves, a man speaking up for right, for the better of good, a man speaking up and acknowledging certain things, even with the women's situation. An overall view, a man's voice should matter and it shouldn't be silenced. But when a man uses his voice to hurt other people, whether it's another man, whether it's a woman, to me, that is not a man's voice that should be heard. That is childish behavior and that is girl behavior. And it is unacceptable and unexcusable. So that is the difference between a man's voice being heard and someone antagonizing him because he's speaking up, he's showing emotions and he's showing feelings. He should be able to express himself. He should be able to feel what he feels just like anyone else. He's a human. And it hurts even more to watch and sit back and watch people dehumanize, depict, judge, place a person in a category because they show feelings. We all should show feelings. We all are humans. We should not be living in a world as though everyone seems robotic. Everyone seems emotionless. What type of world are we living in? What type of people are raising their kids? What has this world come to when you cannot publicly express how you feel without people judging you, putting it in a category, making you feel bad about your feelings or about expressing yourself about your own feelings, about somebody else judging you, someone judging you and you shining light on what you feel. Why should you be judged based off of that in a bad way? Why should that be looked at negative? Why should you be, oh, you're emotional? No, you're a human. So I wish that we can normalize people, especially men, being able to vocalize and express what they feel without being judged, without being looked at in a negative way. We don't want this world to come to where women are taking control of everything and we're the only one that has feelings that should be validated and that's all that should matter. That's why me and Angie, two women, and we're hoping so that more come, but we don't care if they do or not. That's why our friend, our brother, Kevin voice matters to us. The true voice mattered to us. No matter what we feel, no matter what anyone else thinks, at the end of the day, we're going to stand up for what we believe in, and nobody is going to silence that from us. So that's why we are here. And if we felt like something was wrong, if we felt like something was off with the evidence, then we who stand on principle, who stand on morals, who stand on beliefs, would not been so in it this much for this long. We know his voice matters. We see the passion when he speaks. We see him telling the same truth that's never changed. We see the love and devotion he has when he's teaching. We see his craft. We see the love his wives have for him. We see his children and the care. that they have for their father. We see the love he has for them, the love he has for his grandchildren. We see them Christmas Day. I spent Christmas morning with them. I was at work. I said, I'm going to spend Christmas morning with my brother Kevin, and then I'm going to spend Christmas afternoon with my family. It warmed my heart to see how they operate, how the love was genuine. It flowed naturally. It wasn't fake. It wasn't camera ready. It was from the heart. And to see someone with a genuine soul, with a powerful message that's nice to everyone, gives everyone a chance to speak, be talked down upon, be called all type of bees, to be crucified, to have people kind of building up with each other to target him for many, many years, to see relationships that did not work out for just normal reasons. They did not work out. We went separate ways. Imagine in your life, everyone from your past is no longer there anymore and they move away. They go on with their life, but everybody had a chip on their shoulder and you did not know that. And all of a sudden, all these people gang up together and they have an opinion about you and they all want to take you down and they go from platform to platform. That's not right. I am moved by my heart. I am moved by the principles of life. I am moved by morals, integrity, and I will continue to move in that direction. And it might not be the direction for everyone. It might not be the direction for the people on the live because a lot of people not here right now. But I'm here for the truth. And I'm here for the people that want to know the truth. And I only can be me. And regardless if people like it or not, it will be respected. Angie.
I'm here. I um I think we should normalize being able to vocalize our opinions and our observations without feeling like it's gonna cause somebody to negatively attack us. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, either way, we should build up in ourselves not to have a fear or worry about what anybody has to say or what I've been getting in my last video, some of the comments. Um, the saga is over, as if I'm not aware. So that means that I'm not supposed to continue to speak up for this family or these men that I feel have still been done unjustly. No, I'll speak how I feel. I'll acknowledge how I feel. There are listeners out there who want to hear what I have to say. And not only that, but I know if I place myself in the shoes of these men, I know that they feel hurt and they have been affected from this. So, regardless to whatever name anybody wants to place on this to be done, they still walk away injured. And
Yeah.
so, and with consideration of that, I have no problem with letting go of the saga. Their divorce is over. Everybody's working together for the sake of the children. That is most definitely a positive and beautiful thing. And I no way in any shape or form want to interfere with that. But if my observation interferes with what happens in their family, then they were never just they never had justice and someone fought to have a total control of it, and that is not fair and it is not correct. And not only that, because I know that that is the direction that somebody would try to take place of that, I will walk around from that saga situation because I want the better from this for this family, but I will not be silent as far as setting out information to give people my observation and show my concern for the hurt that they have received and that they have been affected.
Absolutely. And we can't sit up and say that they haven't been affected by this because they have. This family is walking away not only with the blessings from supporters as well as content creators wishing them well and getting a chance to see Mr. LaTruth, that light that was put out, him back reunited with both of his daughters as well as his newborn grandchild. But we also got a chance to see this family being drugged. And on the back end, while we were fighting in the front for justice, fighting for vindication, fighting for rights, we still didn't see the clarity. We still didn't see the blueprint of what they were going through. Their voices being silenced. What Kevin was dealing with while trying to be a publisher, while trying to be a husband, while trying to be a father, while trying to be a grandfather, while trying to be a brother online and teach the knowledge. You have to always try to put yourself in other people's shoes and ask yourself, how would you feel if the shoe was on the other foot? And a lot of people that said, well, it's just this person, they just crazy, or it doesn't matter. It does matter. If it matters to him and you care about him, it should matter to you. It should matter to you enough for your voice to be heard. Enough people voices being heard can
Let me
silence and change a situation.
let me
And
say it like this. I'm sorry to cut you off,
you okay?
but it matters because even though this person you may feel like doesn't make any sense or is not intelligent, the information that he brought to the internet was used in addition to affect this family in this saga. So it matters. It most definitely matters. It was a topic. It was used against him.
And if it matters to him, it should matter to you if the information is out there to prove that these lies are slanderism. These things are targeted at someone, specifically someone to tarnish their reputation. It should matter to you for every reason right there, whatsoever, if you're a real supporter. That's the difference between being a supporter and being a fan, being real and being fake. Which one is it? You don't have to be fanned out to where your morals and your integrity is tested because you are too much of a fan that you don't have your own beliefs anymore. You just run with whatever this person says. You can be a supporter to understand and support the message, support the knowledge, support the honesty, support what this person is telling you. And if it resonates with you, that's a supporter. And too many people are blinded by likes. Too many people are blinded by views. Too many people are blinded by, well, if this person's more popular, this opinion has to matter. No, your opinion matters. What you feel inside should matter. What the message is should matter. No one should have ever went through what these men have been through, what Kevin has been through fighting for his brother, fighting for his brother while fighting for himself. If that didn't move anyone, then I don't know what else did. If we can make a video on the silliest things, we trying to find Wendy Williams and we worried about her, but you call yourself cool with Kevin. You call yourself a friend with Kevin. Why isn't a video in support of him? Why isn't a positive message being spread? These men were lied on about stomach cancer not having it. If your voice can be heard in a positive way, then why not use it? It's bigger than sharing a video. It's bigger than typing in a chat. It's bigger than shouting out somebody's name. If you're a real one and you really believe that this person has been falsely accused of something, and your voice and your supporters and your message could spread, could be helpful, then why not do so? Because we have a lot of people that like to stay out of stuff. A lot of, hey, V Bennett, by the way, and everyone else coming in the chat, please hit the like button. If your voice can be used, it can be heard. Everyone has a message. And if you believe someone is being done wrong, then speaking up is just what makes a better world is about. Making a better world. Okay. I know what you was trying to say. If someone is accused of something that is false and you know that in your heart, why not speak up? Why not make the world a better place? Why not allow your voice to be heard? Why not? Why turn the blind eye? Had that been you? A lot of people call people emotional, but think about this. I've noticed a lot of people react off of emotions. They was not called emotional. A lot of people responded off of things that were triggers to them. I've saw both of these men in hot seats, in bad situations, being targeted, and they still kept their composure. When it's other people, other content creators, other women, as well as men. When their names were mentioned, when something was said about them from different sectors of this story, even so, they felt like they had to say something. They felt like they had to go all in. We're all moved by emotion at one point or another. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's our human side. But don't silence someone else's emotions until something happens to you and you feel like you need to respond. Letting a wrong ride, letting the wrong thing ride, it does not help. It doesn't help. And that's why we all should want to speak up. Whether we agree to disagree, right is right and wrong is wrong. We all have a voice that should be heard. I wish I would turn a blind eye to something morally and not speak up about it because it's not popular. A lot of people not speaking up about it. It's not going to get me that many views. That don't matter. That's not what you're here for. Well, that's not what I'm here for. Maybe you're here for a different reason. At the end of the day, I've learned so many different things from this story. I've learned always stay true to who you are no matter what. They will come and the real ones will stay. Never
And
allow, oh, go ahead, baby.
no, go ahead. I was agreeing.
And sometimes it takes a tornado and a storm to clean everything out. Sometimes it takes different things to happen and occur in your life in order for you to see things more clear. You be more focused. You be more level headed. Sometimes we want to hold on to things. We want to tie ourselves to things that's not necessarily healthy for us. That's not meant to be. Everybody don't have the same mindset, the same heart you have. Everybody not in line with you. And that's okay. But no matter what happens, do not lose yourself based off of a popular opinion of others. I'm sorry, Angie. You got something to say too, sis. I know you do.
I just hope that everybody, visualize it, reanalyze this entire situation. See yourselves. Um, how did it play out for you? How did you how did you play a role in this entire situation? What I've learned from this entire situation, from this entire story is it's okay to stand up for what I believe in. It's okay to be to have someone to disagree with you. You get what I'm saying? It's okay to be a voice, you know. And even in the midst of being a voice for standing up for what you believe in, it's okay to realize when the battle has become so hard that you've become wounded. And so it's okay to back up a little if you need to. And it's okay to help push on those who want to continue in the fight. And it's okay to fall short sometimes and pick up and correct ourselves. And not only that, a fight should never end until justice is for everyone.
Absolutely. And shout out to Ebony. Hey, sweetheart. Nice of you to join the chat. We're just voicing our opinion on what we learned throughout this whole entire situation and expressing what we felt. And I agree with everything you just said, Angie. It's
And
okay to feel those things. Nothing is wrong with that. It's okay to go through the motions. But we have to normalize people being okay to express and feel what they feel without putting them in categories and dismissing their feelings because we might not understand that. We might not go through half of the things people in life go through. But what I've seen so many times, because we can't relate to those emotions, then we take away from what they feel and we lessen their feelings. Aw, thank you for the super sticker, Ebony. I
thank you,
appreciate it, boo.
Ebony.
Yes.
Ebony, I miss hearing your voice. I miss hearing your voice, Ebony. I loved
hmm
it so much. I understand we have timelines within this situation, but hearing y'all voice on that platform together, it was iconic. I love your voice. Please,
Aw,
please start a platform, Ebony. I will come and follow. I promise.
absolutely. So hopefully she working on that. But definitely we have to normalize, and most importantly, what you said, Angie, people have to encourage other people. If someone have a talent, don't dim your friend light. Encourage them to shine too. Don't knock someone else's light out because you want yours to stay bright. She said, thank you so much, Angie.
No problem. I know you don't know me much, Ebony, but I love you, girl. I do.
Aw. Yeah, Ebony, good people. Um, we have to normalize people being able to feel what they feel. Just because we can't relate, that doesn't mean that it's not normal what they feel or what they're going through. Oh, that person, I don't understand that. Well, they going, no, you can't relate. And I hope you never have to relate. But don't dismiss what they're feeling. Don't dismiss their passion. Don't dismiss their pain. Because one day you will feel something and everybody might not understand it, and that's okay. But we have to start normalizing people's feelings because everyone's feelings should matter. And so many voices has been silenced because of that. Oh, Ebony, you showing out tonight. Thank you for the super sticker.
Shout out,
Again.
mama. Yes.
Yes. I appreciate you, boo.
The real ones always come together.
Yeah, they do. And I honestly say, Ebony, you definitely a real one. We had our little disagreements and this and that, but sometimes you have to agree to disagree to come to a place of peace. And I appreciate, where we are. I like that. And that's what a lot of people problem is. Their maturity levels are not there enough to understand that people don't have to have beef over silly stuff. Like, even if you think you beefing with someone and the other person beefing with them and you no longer talking to them, you don't have to still beef with that person, especially if you really didn't have beef. If this person was not your friend and you falling out with this person, why? That wasn't your friend anyway, and I'm gonna still beef with this person? If people don't have loyalty to you, you don't owe them anything. I don't owe the next person who never had loyalty to me anything. For what? And that's real. And I just want everybody in life to realize that you owe yourself loyalty. You owe yourself the honesty, the realness. You got to care about yourself enough to be able to see things for what they are. Don't allow people to take away from possible genuine good people out there in the world for you to meet because you upset with the next person over somebody else that you're not even cool with. That's not cool. You're missing out on building with people. It's time to grow up, people, and stop all this little catty beefing. Life too short. Sometimes you got to just give people space. You don't have to beef. Absolutely. You have to. And then some people will come around, the real ones, and then some people won't. And even if you don't get back to a space where you're talking, at least everybody can move around to where they're not beefing. It's not tension. But the world we live in nowadays, if you're not talking, then you beefing. Everybody should be able to voice how they feel without people thinking they have to retaliate in a negative way. Everybody should be able to express how they feel without it turning into beef, without it turning into a vocal argument, bad words thrown at one another, talking down to each other. That's not cool. This internet stuff can get crazy if you allow it to. What I have learned is everything isn't bad on here. I've had some great builds and even patching up things with people that I shouldn't even had a problem with. And I'm okay with walking away with who I'm with now. I don't have to have everybody I had, but I'm walking away with some of the few ones that I did have. So I'm good on that. I'm not going to hold on to things that's not meant for me just because it might have everybody else questioning why. I don't care. I'm going to be Ashley D regardless. And most importantly, I'm going to be true to myself. I don't have a problem with anyone. Whether we talk today or tomorrow, I'm not the one making videos bashing people. I respond. Remember that. I respond. Okay.
Right.
And I think that this was a very mature, healthy live. I appreciate Ebony coming in with the stupid super stickers. I appreciate her positivity. V Ben, I appreciate you as well. My girl Astasia in the building. Some people come around to beef, but actually they're there for your
That's true.
Astasia, you guys, is one of my co-worker sisters. I'm glad she came in. I can't believe she had time today. I wish you would come up, Lastasia, but I know we talked about it. I'm gonna get you to come up Sunday. But Lastasia is pretty cool, and her outlook on things is very like it'll mind blowing. It's different from what the typical person thinks, and she's always fair. And
Right.
some people are absolutely there to drain your energy. They're energy vampires. People there to cause chaos in your life, cause confusion. And I'm the type of person, the place where I'm at now, I don't want no beef with people. I'm not gonna sit around and If I feel like somebody is wrong, I feel like someone is fake, I feel like someone has been exposed for who they are, why am I going to entertain that still? I'm going to walk away. I'm straight. I don't have to peacefully move away from you and fake it. I'm just not going to talk to you anymore. And I will be okay with that. But we don't have to beef. But I refuse to give people my energy, my time, my day. I have real friends in real life. And I don't have to keep stressing that on here.
Hey,
But I have a normal life outside of here. And at the end of the day, I'm on YouTube because I choose to be. I'm on YouTube to spread a positive message. But I have genuine people in my life that are solid. I'm not pressed to be the main chick on here, whatever the heck you want to call it. I'm that chick in real life. So, next. But that's goes to show you some people feel like they have stuff to prove, or some people hold on to pointless relationships. I don't do that. Do I care about people? Do I think I've had good times with people overall? Absolutely. Do I wish everyone well? Yes, I do. But at the end of the day, everything fell out the way it did, fell in place. And that's my overall perspective on life. Sometimes things is meant to fall apart. They're not meant to be glued back together. Let it
right.
fall apart.
That's
You know,
right.
go your own way. Each of us are going in different directions in our life. And that doesn't make my direction any better than yours or vice versa. That
That's
just
right.
means the journey we had together has came to a stop, an end. You got off the bus or I got off the bus, but it is what it is. I've learned a lesson from it. My eyes are open. I understand. I get it. And now I can go through the next chapter in my life learning what I learned from that. But I refuse to continue on and play myself in order to entertain people that I feel like, and this is an overall perspective that's not just YouTube, I'm speaking in general. I refuse to entertain people in my life that do not have my best interests at heart. I refuse to have hours of pointless conversations with people that do not have my best interests at heart, that do not consider me a friend. When in my real life, I have best friends. When in my real life, I have wonderful coworkers that I call sis. Shout out to Lastasia. In real life, I've had people that I've been best friends with for years that I talk to every day, that I've not even had so much of a fallout with. Close family members. I have a man. I have an amazing son. And not to mention, I'm building with people now. I have Kevin as a good friend. I have Angie as a friend that I'm building with. It's
That's
the
right.
beginning stages for us, but it's amazing to be able to open that space up with getting to know someone else. So I'd rather go through that instead of having fake time wasted, energy wasted, vampires, energy vampires draining my energy. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to fake it in my life. You take a stand, or you fall for everything. You stand for something or you fall for everything. And that's not me. And my outcome may be different from the next person's outcome, but I'm okay with that. And yes, a lot of people are put in our lives to cause chaos and beef. We have to decipher between the two.
That's right.
I respect everyone and their role in my life and what they play in it. Some people in our lives to bring happiness. You have a bad day, you have that one friend that's just always happy, have that positive energy. You have that one friend that has constructive criticism, good or bad, but it's for the better of you.
Right.
And then you have people that you learn from or you're learning from each other, or people that you consider like a big sis. That's To me, that's an honor. When I call you big sis, that is an honor because everybody don't get that title. That's real. So I look at you in a sister way. And even the sis word, we use that online, this and that. But I had to explain to my mother because she said, how can you call people sis when you have only one sister? I said, she will know. She knows I will never take that role. She's my sister and sis. Those are two different things, but I do value the titles of sis for the people that's in my life that I communicate with, that I see.
That's right.
And I appreciate you, Angie. I appreciate you, Lastasia, as well, because you're one. It was only two people that I've called big sis, and Lastasia was one of them. Because no matter what, she will always be honest and give me good advice
Right.
that my sister would. And I appreciate that. But I hope that what I'm saying tonight, as well as Angie, is resonating with people out here.
Yes.
The saga, certain parts of it has come to a close, but there are a lot of other content creators, including ourselves, that are expressing what we feel and will continue to do so along the way. Excuse
And
me.
everybody, y'all support our brothers, support the truth, support Kevin. Give them all the love, y'all. Give them all the love.
Absolutely. Now going forward in this chapter, and I'm going to do so as well as myself, I'm going to start now sharing the positive things about the truth and continue to share my brother Kevin stuff.
That's right.
We shared the bad. We spoke on the bad. We did what we all was supposed to do, but now it's time for us to all move in a positive direction. We have to support one another. And by doing so, let's support the positive. Let's listen to the videos. Let's support the knowledge that they're giving us. Let's support Kevin. That's the least thing.
That's right.
And I appreciate being able to walk away saying that I have a true friend. No matter what, Kevin Wesley is my friend. And I'm proud to say that.
That's right.
So if I could say, oh, I was upset in the moment, I didn't feel like in the beginning the truth did this or that, that don't matter. I walked away with a real friend, his brother. It doesn't get any better than that. See
That's
how the
right.
universe works?
That's right.
hmm And I'm going to be in supportive of my friend just like he is with me and Angie. And
That's
that's a
right.
real one.
I don't think this moment could ever be forgotten. I know that time and space will drift us apart from this moment, but this moment is always noted in my heart.
Absolutely. And I like the positive direction, even people going forward and changing their content up and no longer drowning his family with chaos, even though the pain in the cloud still lives over this whole situation that transpired in front of our very own eyes. We still can see the shift. And that's wonderful. It's finally shifting because nobody deserves to be ridiculed, talked about, taunted, victimized, shamed, looked down upon because they have different beliefs. Because one person feels this way, now the world should. It's not right. So when you going forward, from Kevin to Robert to anybody else's point of view in your life you run across. That may be an unpopular opinion. Ask yourself this question: am I entitled to judge this person? Am I entitled to say this person should not feel the way they feel? Am I entitled to say this person should not respond or act the way they do? It depends on what the situation is. Everybody should be entitled to their own opinion. However, your opinion should not antagonize, should not target, should not shame, should not victimize, should not harm, should not ridicule, should not go on and on and on one person because you do not feel a certain way or you do not believe. That should not happen based off of what someone else's feelings are. Everyone should ask themselves that going forward. Does that make it right? Does that make it okay? You don't feel that way. You don't feel like that's right. So the world should feel that way. So this person is that way, this way, that way. Because in this moment, you're upset with this person. So now this person is an abuser. Now this person is a bad person. Now this person is a narc. No, that don't make it right. That don't change from what your eyes saw. That don't take away from what you witnessed. You saw what you saw. This person is having a human experience in that moment, just like we all have. They do not need to be outcasts. They do not need to be targeted. They should not be shamed for feeling how they feel. Everyone has every right to do so respectfully. You have anything else you want to say, Angie? Any final thoughts, sis?
No, even though, um, even though the silence may appear with everyone moving on to different topics and different paths in their lives, in your heart, please continue the fight. Please continue the fight.
Hey, Lakeisha. Lakeisha C.
What's
Good
up,
evening,
mama?
sis.
I love Lakeisha. You come through, sis.
Yes, she does. We're gonna do a hours member live tomorrow only. I need to celebrate my members live. Angie, you down with me? Do
I'm
a look.
down.
And I know you're going live tomorrow as well. I'll be posting that in my community. But
Yes, I'm going live tomorrow because I was asked a couple of questions and I want to answer those questions for some of the viewers that came in. I guess to watch the replay, and I also want to continue on in uh my topics of hate crimes, hate speech, self awareness. I'm gonna keep speaking on my observation, and I'm most definitely still in defense for this family and for it. And I've taken on, because I was already speaking for Kevin Wesley. I've taken on and I've adopted the subject of Brother Latruth um and their sisters, as far as some of the injustice that I've seen. I know that I got a lot of comments under my video yesterday about, the saga being over and find something else to talk about. Well, everybody needs to have discipline and not come to a channel that they're not necessarily interested in hearing something. And I am not speaking on the saga. I'm speaking on these specific parties that I felt were wrongly accused, and I have every right.
to do so. And I absolutely agree with you. And going forward as well, I will be speaking as well as joining her and speaking on a variety of different things. I also would like the support of my supporters to feel free to drop down in the comment section. I know me and Angie wanted to touch on mental health, so maybe we'll do that one in the members only tomorrow. But I want to make sure when my supporters ask for a specific topic, I come back and I touch on that. Your opinion matters over here. What you feel matters, whether we agree to disagree. At the end of the day, everyone has the right to feel how they feel respectfully. And that's what my channel is about. It's not just for me, it's for us.
That's
I
right.
am the voice of reason for all of us. So feel free to, whether it's under this video when it's done, if you think of something else, or on the community post, I'll be able to go look back at it. But if you think of anything that you would like to talk about going forward, please feel free to do so. We will gladly speak on it, or myself if Angie's not available. But I want to make sure that we continue to go forward in a positive direction and we're all clear on the same thing and the message is being heard. Also, shout out to sis Lakeisha C for the $20 super sticker. Woo!
Shout out, Queen. Shout
You is
out.
showing out. Thank you. I definitely appreciate the love and support tonight, you guys. Thank you so much. I am so grateful for that. I also appreciate even the people, in the bushes that's watching, or I want to say sorry to people that's been targeted for speaking up for all the wrong reasons. At the end of the day, a lot of us, even people on both sides, just being real. When you didn't do anything wrong, when you chose to support, when you chose to speak up and say something, you were in the fire. And on my behalf, I want to say sorry for that. No one should ever feel hurt and feel targeted based off of a difference of an opinion of someone else.
That's right.
And I don't think that's right. So I don't stand for that over here. So the people that's been ridiculed, the people that's been face plastered and targeted and picked on, and just because you took a stand for what you felt in your heart was right, I don't agree with that. And I will continue to support the people that stands up for what they believe in. We all stood on what we thought was morally right, whether it was this side or that side. We all thought in our hearts we were standing up for the right thing.
Most definitely.
But at the end of the day, we don't have to beef. We don't have to argue. We don't have to get into it. We all have hearts. A lot of us do. We should. We all
That's
have a.
right.
So if you decide to stand up and say what you feel, and you come out the bushes and you say that, you should not become a target because of that.
That's
And
right.
I don't want you to feel left alone or left out there because I didn't acknowledge your pain, because just know that I do. And it's not right. And I don't stand for that. Angie don't stand for that. Or no one in my supporters on my side stand for that. We stand for what's right. We have integrity over here. So that's just a shout out to Miss Lady.
Shout out to Miss Lady if she comes across this video. I really do appreciate, that moment right there was a moment of wisdom to know that it's okay to have a disagreement. There will be a moment where we all can agree. We don't have to hate each other. We don't have to be harmful towards each other. We can all have a conversation, and we can give our perception. And if we find that our perception isn't necessarily received at times, it's okay to not necessarily be involved in the situation. But myself, And I know that Ashley D, with the progression of our channels, I welcome all perception. I welcome the conversation. I don't want to
Absolutely.
hurt anyone, and I don't want to shut anybody voice or concerns because of trying to make this a one side thing, this side or that side. It's no side for me. It's the truth. It's seeking the truth and understanding everyone's perspective of how things should be done, how things should have been done, and us growing together. This is an example of something that can help the betterment of everyone. It doesn't have to be something that we use to tear each other down.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to always be a divide or come to a side where you have to feel as though it's a team. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And in the process of that, like Angie said, we're women. We don't have to tear each other's down to get the point across. We feel what we feel. And in that moment, I feel as though we're making progress when we can say what we feel, we can come out of the bushes, we can speak freely from our own mind and voice our own opinion without feeling as though we're targeted, feeling as though we have to choose a side. The side should be morals. The side should be right is right, wrong is wrong. That's not a line. And it shouldn't be a reason to feel as though a line has to be crossed. There isn't no crossing. We're going to stand on what we feel is right in our heart, whether it's there, here, or anywhere. And you have the right to do so over here. And that's growth and that's grown woman stuff. And I just want to thank everyone for coming in here. Um, GBG, Big Von. What is that for? What's that face expression? What does that mean? Talk
And,
that talk, babe.
and Miss
Absolutely.
Miss
We're
Kimberly
making
said,
progress over here. We're building a bridge that was broken.
and Miss Kimberly, she said, it's a time and place for everything, though, regardless. I most definitely agree. We all have to find that space where, we realize that, this may not be the time or the place. Most definitely agree with that. We feel the vibe, feel the space in which we're in, feel the levels of the conversation. This is all about sharing perspective so that we can learn those things. Maybe with this saga, it can be an example. Maybe we all came about it wrong, or maybe we came about it in the wrong timing, or maybe maybe we said something that triggered it to go into the wrong direction. These are things
Mhm.
that we got to become more aware of, with our conclusion, so that we can figure it out to make it better. Just in case another situation may occur, we know how to get things mended without having so much toxicity towards each other. I
Right.
definitely agree with you, Miss Kimberly. Shout out to you, Mama.
It's definitely a time and place for everything. And in the midst of people speaking on delicate things, no one should be ridiculed because they took a stand and they decided to put themselves out there and not only send condolences to me, but speak their truth in that moment. So I absolutely agree when a time and a place is going on and something as serious as that situation, as well as any other situation in that moment, no one should ever feel judged or attacked for speaking their piece. I love you, ladies. Getting ready for work. I will see you both again soon. Keep doing what you do, ladies. It looks good on you. Very intelligent women. And you bring so much positivity and knowledge. Facts. We appreciate you too. And
Thank
we
you,
love
Miss
you.
Lakeisha.
And thanks for the support. You are an awesome person. And you have a wonderful day at work. And everyone in the comment section as well. We appreciate the support. Ebony, thanks for coming through with the super stickers. Positive vibes. Lakeisha, Kimberly, GBG. I'm still waiting to see what you saying. Be Benef, bro. Thanks for always coming through, showing some love, honest opinion, as well as my girl Angie, my mod. I appreciate you. Break Room came in earlier. Donald, my new subscriber. Thanks for coming in, Lon, as
Truth
well as
Slayer.
Raw Truth, Truth Slayer, absolutely. Betty Lou, Amelia. Let me see. I don't know if I'm okay. And then everyone else, your opinion is always welcome over here. It does not have to be my opinion. Everyone is entitled to speak their truth respectfully and going forward. We don't have to always agree with each other, but we can respect how one another feel. And that's grown woman stuff going forward.
That's right.
I am Ashley D and my girl Angie. If you have not already subscribed to her, please feel free to do so. Her page is on my community. I want everyone, before you leave out, please do your girl a favor. Make sure you hit that like. And I will be joining you tomorrow morning. I will try to do two brief ones. I know Angie's going to be going live as well. I will post when she does. I'm going to do something for my members. I've been saying that forever, and I'm going to try to do a brief live for everyone else as well, since I have been out of the loop for a while. But I will continue to stand 10 toes down in my belief and owning up to my truth. I will continue to stand behind my brother Kevin and support him in the ventures that he chose and chooses to do down the line, and make sure that he seeks the justice that he deserves. You have anything else you want to say while we closing out, sis?
Peace and love to everyone until next time.
Yes, we are out. Take care, everyone. Have a safe night. Angie has a nice dessert waiting on her. Later. Did it come?